Hey guys, in this session we're going to be looking at finding percentage of amounts. Now this is pretty much similar to what we've done in the last two videos with the decimals and fractions, because let's think about it. Percentage is the same as we can convert a percentage into fraction. We can also convert a percentage into a decimal and pretty much do what we've done in the past two videos. So in this case, we can kind of just have a look at this. And decide what you want to do, whether you want to do it as a fraction, whether you want to do it as a decimal. So what I'll do is the first example, I'm going to do it as a fraction. So 40% can be written as 40 over 100 multiplied, of course, off means multiplied, and it's going to get multiplied by 48. Now, before I even start any further with this, now I know that 40 over 100 can be simplified because 20 is a common factor for both of them. So I could actually do 40 divided by 20, which is going to give me 2, and then 100 divided by 20, which is actually going to give me 5. Now, that's going to kind of complicate things for us, all right? And I'll show you why, because we're going to end up with like, the best way is keeping it as 10 in the denominator. That would really help. And if you can't keep it as 10, then leave it as 100. All right, so how do we do this as 10? If you want to do this as 10, we can actually cancel our two zeros because 40 over 100 is the same thing as saying 4 over 10. So we can rewrite this as 4 over 10 multiplied by 48. On the side, I'm going to do 48 times 4. So when I do 48 times 4, I've got 8 times 4, which is 32, 4 times 4, which is 16, plus 3, which equals 192. So on this side, 4 times 48 divided by 10 is what I have. 4 times 48 is 192 divided by 10. And of course, when we divide by 10, the decimal point actually moves one spot to the left. So our final answer here is actually going to be 19.2. So let's just check that in, well, we don't need to check it because we know what 50% of 48 is. It's half of 48. Half of 48 is 24. So we would expect 40% to be less than 24, and 19.2 looks right, but let's just check it out anyway. So 40 divided by 100 multiplied by 48, and that's going to give us 19.2. All right, so let's do question B here. 60% of 42. 60%, I'm going to convert it into a decimal, which is going to be equal to 0.6. So I've got 0.6 times 42. And this is pretty much exactly what we did in the previous video. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do 42 times 6. So we've got 42 multiplied by 6 first. All right, so 6 times 2 is 12. We've got a 1 onto the, carry the 1 over. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 5 is equal to 25. Now, because we've got that one number after the decimal point, we're actually going to make sure that there's one number after the decimal point in the final answer as well. So this answer here, you're actually going to end up with 25.2. So let's think about it. What is half of 42? That's 50% of 42 is 21. And this answer happens to be more than 21. So sounds about right. And finally, we got 20% of 35. And so let me show you guys with this one what happens with 20% of 35. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to write this as 20 over 100 of 35 multiplied by 35. Now, in this case, I'm actually going to simplify this as far as possible. So what do I mean by that? I'm going to divide both of these numbers here by 20. And when I do that, I'm actually going to get 1 over 5 because 20 over 100 is just 1/5. And 1/5 multiplied by 35. Now, the reason why I went with 1/5 is because I looked at 35 and I looked especially at the last digit, 5. And I knew straight away that if it's a 5, then it's going to be a multiple of 5, right? So because of that, that's why I went 1/5. So I can rewrite this as now as 35 over 5, which means my final answer is going to be 7. Now you could do it as 0.2 times 35, or yeah, that's 2 over 10 times 35. Whatever way you do it, I guarantee it, you're still going to end up with the same answer as 7. But Pretty much, guys, that's it for this video. And do we need to show you how to do that in the calculator? No, I already showed you one example. Just write it up as a fraction and multiply the quantity, and you should be good to go. Cool, guys. That's basically it for this video. And as always, thank you for watching.